this at all. But someone's gonna talk about it. Hey, what is going on, everybody? My name is Payne, and welcome to another anime review video. And we're gonna be reviewing a show that was in a genre that barely anyone knows about, and for good reason. And that is a point of view anime, which means you, yes, you are the protagonist rather than watching this in third person. But the problem with reviewing these types of shows is that all of these point of view shows are basically harem anime, and about 99.9% of them are overly sexualized. My point is that they're all the same, and there are times where I actually believe it's impossible to review a show like this. Like, there's a couple shows I can think of at the top of my head. Makura no Denshi, also known as Pillow Boys. Basically, it's a show about, you know, you wake up next to a guy and the guy hears your problems. Although it is completely fucked up, there's nothing to review about it, and I think that was I think I got a lucky break with that. And Anatore X, also known as Anime Exercise, which is basically a bunch of middle school girls teaching you how to exercise. That's also fucked up as well, because that's one of those shows that unfortunately goes out of the way to show that they're overly sexualized. But this show is the worst one. And it is because this show is the only show that's not overly sexualized or not obvious about it. And really delving deep into the show is just, I didn't like what I saw, but you know, that's what this video is about. I'm going to be reviewing this show, and I'm already going to tell you right here, I already don't like it. So please, when watching this video, don't only see this as a review video, but also as an educational video for people who want to watch anime on what not to watch. Because believe me, it's better if I watched it than you watched it. And if you already watched it, if you are one of the very few people who've actually watched this show, well, I'm sorry. It's already too late. So, let's just get on with this. This is the one, the only, One Room. One Room is a romance and point of view anime that was produced by Hiroshi Goto, Ryohei Suzuki, and Shuichi Suzuki, written by Eiji Mano, and was made by the studio Typhoon Graphics, as this was their first TV series they've ever made. It aired in the winter of 2017 and consisted of 12 episodes. What I saw was interesting about this show was that while this show was aimed towards male audiences, as this is a show about one guy and three girls, Studio Typhoon also made a show that was intended for female audiences, a reverse harem, one girl and three guys, called A Roommate, which was produced and written by the same people, and came out in the spring of 2017, shortly after One Room ended. Also, as of the making of this video, currently Season 2 of One Room is airing right now, this time made by a different studio, made by the same people, and features the same characters as the Season 1. So this show follows you. You are a Japanese guy that just got a new job in Tokyo and a new apartment. And the show is broken up into 3 arcs, 4 episodes long, 4 minutes long. The first one follows you and your new neighbor Yui as you help her out with her college entrance exams. The second one follows you with your 14-year-old little sister Natsuki as she stays in your apartment in Tokyo for summer vacation. And the third arc follows you and your childhood friend Mocha, who is trying to make it as a singer-songwriter. And considering that Mocha's voice actor, Suzuko Momori, also voiced Umi in Love Live School Project, her singing is easily one of the best parts, if not the best part, of the entire show. There are some things that I want to say about this show, but first let's just get some of the small stuff out of the way before I go into this full-on rant about why I don't like this show. The art is pretty good. It was very vibrant and colorful. It was nice to look at, and it made the backgrounds visually appealing, and from an art perspective, mind you, made the characters beautiful. Overall, Typhoon Graphics did pretty good on that, and when it came to sound, there was really nothing special about it. It was just, there was nothing to applaud, but there was nothing to hate on it either. That's really all I have to say about that. Overall, if you look at it on the surface, this is one of those shows where it was fun to laugh at because of a couple reasons. One, because it was so stupid. And the second, there was just so many long pauses. For me at least, there were so many long pauses that I just took advantage of it and decided to add some of my own dialogue into it. No, but true story, I was watching the first episode, and I'm going to have to spoil some of it, but I don't think anyone cares at this point. First episode, I was with Yui, it was like the end of it, and my character was walking towards the apartment, and so I was having some fun with it, and I was, you know, adding some of my own dialogue into it, making this guy like a perv or something, because I don't know, I just felt like it was the perfect show for it at the time. So I was like talking in a different voice, anything like that, saying like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna go find my favorite porno. I'm gonna find the perfect one to watch tonight." But then shortly after I finished it, she calls me back, and then I turn around and I start yelling out like, "What? I'm gonna." I was like, "What? I gotta pick my favorite porno to watch tonight." And I thought it was funny at the time, but what I didn't expect was that a couple episodes later, Yui actually went into my apartment and actually found a porno magazine. I paused the video for the next 5 minutes because I was laughing my ass off because I didn't realize that I predicted the fact that he had a porno magazine. But it also just shows how easily predictable this show is, but I'm going to get into that later. And that, in some cases, is really how I saw it when I looked at the surface. But when I really paid attention to what the show had to offer sometimes, in other words, if I were to describe in every detail, every moment in which I was saddened, revolted, or infuriated with what I witnessed, I'm afraid that it'll just be the death of me. That'll just be it right there. I'll kick the bucket. No more life. For you see, One Room is unparalleled and undermining any rational expectation from its audience. Few anime series have disappointed as consistently and as vigorously as One Room. I've never seen a show blatantly resist originality, creativity, and artistic integrity quite like One Room. At first glance, this show appears to be yet another cash cow representative of the harem genre, which in some cases it is. A project engineered from the assembly line to satisfy the masses, but if you look into it, One Room is revealed to be the culmination of Studio Typhoon, the people who made this show, embarking on the shortest, easiest, most effortless route to success. In a medium where laziness has become the norm, One Room has taken the standard to new heights. It is, without a doubt, the master of cutting corners. Every half-hearted attempt at conveying anything remarkable is obscured by the large amount of stereotypes towards harem anime, such as the incest is wincest angle, which is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard, the blushing and the stammering that the characters do, and the unnecessary monologues about how amazing and awesome the protagonist is. Every sluggish grasp at individual depth is marred by an unwillingness to present anything that might be lurking beneath the cutesy character designs. Like I said, each episode had a 4-minute runtime, which simultaneously compounds on the issues and provides Studio Typhoon with an alibi for their complete lack of effort, and it's because of One Room's runtime that the production company's executives can pat themselves on the back and make the excuse saying that they would make this project better or even watchable, but they didn't have enough time. Even if there isn't an option to extend the episode length to the standard 23 minutes, that still doesn't permit you to put forth the bare minimum at your job. It's possible to have an anime series with 4 or 5 minutes per episode and still provide a memorable, enjoyable experience for the audience. However, but with One Room, the only reason why there hasn't been a tidal wave of outrage is due to the fact that it's a first-person point of view anime. As a reviewer with an adoration for cinematic flair, I've talked fondly of anime titles that effectively utilize camera angles like Welcome to the Ballroom, but I never considered that to be the main attraction at all. Employing the point of view shot as your central selling point is like a car company declaring its visual appeal to the best feature of its products. Sure, it's pretty useful to have, and rather convenient at that, but in no way is it essential whatsoever. For shooting games in particular, the first-person point of view shot is a must-have. But for anime, however, using it as consistently as One Room causes your project to come across as a novelty act, a gimmick above all else. One of the biggest problems I have with One Room is its tendency to discover something pretty good before immediately mishandling it. Its mildly catchy insert song is not only inserted at the wrong time, but its appearance is brief as well. Its moments involving the cherry blossom trees, mentioning the art earlier, are strangely the moments in which One Room's aesthetics are at their peak. Yeah, the art is one of the best parts of the show, and yet these occur very rarely. Its panning shots of the surroundings is the greatest use of the first-person point of view, but One Room dedicates more time to its lifeless dialogue than anything else, which just completely ruins the chance that they have. Really, the examples are endless when it comes to One Room, but the biggest example has to be the forgettable cast, obliterating any shred of redeemability. All 3 of these characters are virtually rendered obsolete beyond their surface identity, but none of them, however, are worse than the protagonist himself. Thanks to the point of view angle, it's from the protagonist's eyes that we were able to view the show. If there ever was an opportunity for an anime title to redefine the self-insert main character, this was it. And this is what just makes me more disappointed about this show. Believe it or not, I can forgive his passive nature, his shallow selflessness, and in some cases even his inability to speak. However, the nameless protagonist's unsettling fetish over the other girls, even his own goddamn sister, and One Room's fascination for hammering the angle, for pushing it towards the viewer that the protagonist is a perv, is where I draw the line. The average anime company crafts their self-insert main character based on how they perceive their audience, as you likely know. The socially awkward high school perv is hardly revolutionary, but what's frustrating about One Room's pervy self-insert protagonist in particular is that he possesses no facial features, no body parts, no nothing. There were even some shots where if you watch the show, it looks like the girl in question that the guy's talking to is talking to thin air, is talking to nothing. Like, the girl has schizophrenia, like, it's just talking to nothing. The difference between One Room and every other harem anime is that other studios present their main character and they're basically saying this is a general impression of what we think our viewers are. On the other hand, when Studio Typhoon presents their main character, it's as if they're saying, this is a representation of you. You are this person, you have these beliefs, you have these feelings, and we're going to make you act on them in this show. Not only am I pissed off at this, but the lack of reaction among One Room's viewers about this is just infuriating, because this needs to be brought up more. I am with the belief that, you know, we have to look at the past to prevent the future, and this is a really good example of it. By any thorough analysis, it's inconceivable to witness this utter deprivation of quality and deem it worthwhile. When One Room isn't thematically shallow, it's cringeworthy. When it isn't cringeworthy, it's blatantly aimless. When it isn't blatantly aimless, it's emotionally stunted. And when it isn't emotionally stunted, it's completely condescending. And if completely condescending is what you require to sate your anime viewing appetite, then you'll be downright ecstatic to know that there is a Season 2 of One Room out right now. Studio Typhoon's milking this cash cow as if they too realize that its 15 minutes of fame has an impending expiration date. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that will gleefully tune in every week for another episode of this shamelessly contrived, strikingly pandering, and unconditionally conceited moneymaker that is One Room, once again hailing it as innovative and unique when it's anything but. As for me, I've heard enough Oni-chans to last a lifetime.
Oni-chan, 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 Oni-chan.
God, that is not annoying. And it's with that I'm going to give Season 1 of One Room a 2 out of 10 and a 0% chance that I'll be reviewing Season 2, because I just, the after effects of this show after watching it is completely unbearable. Thank you guys for watching my One Room review. If you like this video, hit the like button down below. If you want to see more anime review videos, hit the subscribe button on the screen. Also, if you want to see more review videos that I've made, there are a couple of links on the screen for more videos, as well as more on my channel down below. And if there are any videos or shows that you'd like to suggest, you leave them down in the comments down below. And once again guys, my name is Payne, and we'll see you in the next anime review video.